I have an APQS long arm sewing machine. And about 4 years ago, I put the Bliss Table on. The Bliss Table is wonderful. So, but recently I moved. And when I moved, what happened is when they brought the portion of the table down to where it needed to be, they bent the very center of just a tiny bit, but it left a little niche in the channel that the machine runs on, which ruined my ability to sew. So the solution was I contacted the company, and they were very nice, but the solution was they could send me the part. The shipping would be $500. Part is only like $75, but it's a 14-foot long by 1-inch channel. So I understood it was very difficult to ship. I could also drive to Iowa, which I thought about, but I still would have had to rent a vehicle that was long enough to put this very thin tube in. So my husband and I got busy together, started looking, and he came up with a wonderful way to fix it, and I'll show you how it's fixed. Here's where I've dented the rail when we moved it. And that makes a huge difference when I'm sewing. So this is the end of the Bliss Table. And I've loosened these. And I'm just going to pull that right off. So my hope is to clean all this, turn it, and then put this back on. We've also, instead of taking the whole machine off, we lifted up the machine off this rail, put something for it to sit on the table. And so the machine is actually running on this rail. It's just sitting above it. So that's why we were able to turn it. Nothing's in the way. And we didn't have to remove the rails here in order for the machine to get up. So it made it pretty simple. So this is to remove the rail from the aluminum frame that has sticky dots on it underneath here. And we don't want to ruin this or wreck it or bend it. So this is what we've come up with. We have this product called Undo. And what have you done here, Dennis?
Oh, I wanted to get a thicker plastic piece. I just got 2 zip ties here. Okay, we start work from one end all the way to the other, and you can see we got some movement on it. Okay, you get to a point where it becomes more difficult to move. This product will release solvent into that groove.
So you're just dropping it right into that groove.
Yeah, a little at a time.
So you're doing maybe 6 inches?
Yeah.
Is that 6 inches or so?
About 6 inches. We can move that up then.
Oh. And so it's not going to stick behind you?
No. I would caution, though, if you're not going to do this all at one time, you'll have to be careful, because it will, once the solvent evaporates, it would tend to re-glue
it. It re-sticks it, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So now the entire rail has been loosened, and we're going to go to the end of the rail here. Just a minute. So I have, here's where I've dented the rail when we moved it. And that makes a huge difference when I'm sewing. So he's loosened the rail with, and now we're going to he's going to stand on that end, and I am going to come over here And which way are we going? Counterclockwise? Oh, it just moves so perfectly. Let's see. So we just moved it, just turned it. I just held on to this end here and turned it. Now, if you can see, it's all sticky. But the lump now is gone. So we're going to clean this up, and we may have to put some more sticky dots on here. I'm not sure. We're going to clean this all up and see how it works. So this is what the rail looks like after I turned it, because all the sticky stuff came up because I rolled it. So I'm going to take again this undo remover. Now I tried using a terry cloth piece, and that didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is as I rubbed on here, all of the little, you see it, the terry cloth got stuck, came off and got stuck in here. So then I went back to just using, actually these are just scraps from my sewing. We all have a lot of that. So you're just going to pour a little bit on the rag, not that much really, and start scrubbing. And it takes a little bit of work, but you know, it's not that bad. And so I'll have some little scrapes. I'm sure after I've got it like this, I'll go back again and really scrub this down with this undo. And my rail will be fixed. Now, underneath here is, of course, still some sticky stuff left over from the original. I think they used dots on this. So what I'm really hoping is once I've got this all clean, I'm pushing on it as I clean it, it's gonna be stuck down there again. So I may not have to worry about it. Otherwise, I'll turn around and put some dots underneath this to lay it down. But I think it's gonna just stick nicely. We'll see. So here we have the machine back on the channel. You see, we just pulled it back. It was sitting here. We just pulled it back to here and set the gear back on there. Let's see if you can see that gear. Yep, right there. Just set it back on. And as you can see, this is where the brake was, right in the center. It's totally smooth. Worked like a charm, and the channel stuck right where it was supposed to.